How you going, mate? I'm the Dusty Bogan. What was your name?
Pete.
Pete. So you've come... Alrighty, how you going? Hey, mate, Dusty Bogan. What was your name?
Pete.
Pete. So you've come from Mirraborough for the Tommy Robinson rally?
That's right.
Awesome. So you loved it? You enjoyed your time?
Yeah. We haven't been to Brisbane for a long time, but still.
Yeah. We had a good crowd today. Heaps of flags going, bit of chanting, and good to be amongst it, eh?
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, Awesome. So you're an Englishman. You've seen it.
I am.
You know what's going on. You've got some first-hand experience what's happening over there.
Yes. For many years.
For many years. So, and you were saying before we're having a bit of a chat, you were saying it's like block out media, what's going on with Tommy Robinson over there.
Total
block out.
Total block out. From Australia, you can't get on Facebook. Facebook are one of the biggest block out people there is, I think. It's not just government media, it's Facebook as well. So what's the use of having Facebook?
So they're giving Tommy Robinson and all the protests, like this is happening in the UK, it's happening in Europe and Australia. Protests are happening everywhere. Free Tommy Robinson, right? And nothing on mainstream media. Facebook's they're not just trying to block it. They don't want people to see it.
No, they don't. They don't like it. They don't like the truth, basically.
Yeah. And Tommy's standing up for against these, it's like rape gangs, aren't they?
Well, that's disgraceful. How can you have this in a supposedly modern society?
I can't believe, and the thing is, the reason why this shit keeps happening is because the mainstream media doesn't expose it. You know, it took Tommy Robinson, an average working class man, to stand up and finally fucking say something. No, this shit can't happen. You know, it's not good enough.
That's right. But years and years ago, we actually stood up for ourselves. Basically, when this would have happened probably 15, 20 years ago, they'd have been basically hunted down by the local people, and then they would have been sorted out by the local people. But now, the local people don't get that right.
Yeah. We're like second-class citizens in our own nations.
Definitely. You are. We will end up in Australia as second-class citizen.
Yeah. So, like, even you... Right, I seen Anastasia Palaszczuk, Queensland Premier. She came out on Facebook, some video the other day, and she said, by 2040, Queensland is going to have another 1 million people migrating or interstate immigration, right? Like, are they insane? We've got 5 million people. What do they want? It's almost going to be a 20% population increase. I would say a lot of these people are going to be Muslim they want to bring in. We might find ourselves in a similar situation of what's going on over there.
We can't support that population at all.
We can't. I work in the construction industry, and when I heard that, she was going on about infrastructure. Oh, we've got a great plan for infrastructure. And I was like, okay, I work in infrastructure. I know. We're going to be working our asses off to even make this happen. They don't have a good track record of actually outworking infrastructure programs and any of it. They do a terrible job at that. They're doing a terrible job at guys like, obviously, if what happens in the UK happens here, where, yeah, they're on the sides of the immigrants and the local people are bloody without a voice, you know?
Well, basically, the English people are paying through the nose for the immigrants, because a lot of these people that come in, they don't want to work. They're coming for the free handout, they're coming for the easy life, and then basically they want to shit all over us.
Yeah. They want to live in their little like ghettos and live like they are living from wherever they came from, get the handout, have a heap of kids.
Yes, you're right. And it can't happen in Australia. I think it's gone too far in England at the moment, in the UK totally, Europe as well.
And do you think that's why Brexit's happened, like because people are over it?
British people are sick to death of it, but it doesn't seem to ring a bell with the politicians in Whitehall.
Yeah, they're out of touch with the locals.
They don't care about them.
Yeah. Like, I work with a heap of guys. I work with a fella, he's from Ethiopia. He migrated to the UK. He worked helping build the Olympics. Now he's come over here. Now this guy... He works, he's a worker, and he always says to me, he's like, what is wrong with these people? Why don't they want to work? Why aren't they participating? And now, It's absolutely pointless bringing people in if they don't integrate. And I mean economic integration.
Yep.
Come and fucking work. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Come and work. Be a participant. And I'll tell you what, I work in a multicultural workplace. We go for beers after work on Friday. Full mix. But these men, they're workers. They work. They have families. They have a beer. That's what we need more of. We don't need people coming in to go on bloody the government welfare.
I come to this country. I've been here roughly 12 years. I never got no handout. And I was out of work. I had to make my own. We've made our own business work.
Yeah.
Basically, and in England, you've got 84 million people, roughly.
Yeah.
There's 24 million in Australia. We cannot support leeches and parasites, basically. I love the people who come here who want to work and put something into this country. But you cannot have sponges.
You can't.
We've got enough of them at the moment. And that's all races.
Yeah. They say, like, there's a guy, Stefan Molyneux, who's coming to Brisbane. He often talks about it, even it's something simple like the IQ of people. And they say, for European people, it's common to have 5% of the population will have a low IQ, and they struggle to work. They struggle to be economic participants, you know what I mean? And now we're bringing in people who don't speak English, they come from a different culture, and they're going to struggle because I believe, like, UK culture, we're a part of, there's like the Anglosphere. There is a part of our culture that is working culture. We have a 40-hour work week is minimum. It's minimum. Yep. Your work.
We have a good work ethic.
Yeah, we need it.
I've worked in the coal mines in England for 15 years. I had my own business for 20-odd years. Then I moved here, and I've started a business again.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way you're going to make money and be comfortable in your life.
Yeah. And people come here, maybe they come from a bloody third world nation and they're quite comfortable not with a great lifestyle, and then they're getting a free handout. They think, why would I need to participate in the economy? Why would I need more than what I've got? They're like, for them, being on the dole's probably better than living where they come from. So, like,
of course it is. You're like living, these war-torn countries, and you don't know what's happening from day to day. But what they've got to remember when they come here, this is not a war-torn country. Yeah. This is a civilised country, and civilisation carries on here. We don't need that kind of attitude to bring to a civilised country.
Yeah. They need to change that in their own nation. I've got a mate at work, Filipino fella, right? And he tells me, he says, in the Philippines, if you want to live in the city and you want to have, sewage and water and power and the internet and a car, like, you have to work. And if you can't work and you can't find a job, you move out into the villages and you live off the land. You have to live off the land. You're like a farmer or a fisherman, or, do you know what I mean? And a lot of this is the thing, people don't understand. That is the culture of a third world nation. And they come here, we put them in the cities, they're on the dole, they're struggling, they might struggle, second language, they can't feel like they can't economically participate. This is what I think happens, and then they might resort to crime, they might resort to drugs or gangs or all this shit, you know what I mean? This can happen for poor white people, this can happen with, you know what I mean? It does. But the thing is, the whole Western world, we need to understand that. That's just the reality of life. Let's understand that. We need to bring people in to be economic fucking participants. Yeah.
Yep, I totally agree with that. Like I say, it's come to the point in England where I don't think you're going to get much out of it. You can shout and hooray as much as you like because they've got it sewn up. I just hope, for Australia's sake, that people start listening. Our government starts listening, not in just one part of the government, all of it. Starts listening to what is going on in the world. And then we might be able to get out of it with some kind of, how could I put it, civilised way.
Yeah, well, they need to start heavily vetting people that they migrate to the country. Is this person are they going to assimilate economically? Number one, are they going to participate economically? Number one, you know what I mean? Do they have a radical belief system that, I mean, with Islam, I've studied the Quran. I've studied through the book 3 times. I know what it says. It's quite easy to be radicalized. There's so many times, time and time again, that the words are repeated over and over again. It's a very, very radical thing. People are blind to it. They call it the religion of peace. But I tell you what, it's actually... It's a scary thing, and the moderate Muslims who are participating economically, who are doing a good job, yes, we need to champion them, but I tell you what, it just seems that it's not the case, is it?
They don't even bring to task their own people, where they should be doing.
Yeah.
They should be bringing to task these, what do you call the terrorists and the radicals. That's what it needs. It needs the Muslim nation as a whole to start sorting them out.
Yeah, they need to speak up and say, hang on a minute, you need to stop doing these rape gangs. What are you doing? You're making us all look bad. Get a job, participate in the economy, prove yourself to be bloody good citizens. And they need to do it because I need to do it. Like, as a Christian man, I think about, you look at the fucking priests who are pedophiles. It's disgusting. It makes me fucking sick. I think for Christians, nowhere in the Bible does it say that anything like that is correct at all. These people failed Christianity. They've used, like they say, and using the Lord's name in vain. That's what they've done. That's what the Christians who have done terrible shit have done. They've used the Lord's name in vain, and it's bad. And every Christian says that's disgusting. You should be in jail. You should be locked up. And that's what Muslims need to do. But the thing is, until they start saying that, then we're going to be very skeptical of them.
Of course we are, and we've got to stand. We've got to stand together against it, because if nobody stands up for you, who is going to stand up? If we don't stand up, nobody's going to stand up, and they just march across you like a wave.
Yeah, and I've seen a quote in something I read, and it said, "If not now, if not us, who? If not now, when?" We need to say something now. We need to get, like today, they've fucking gone to the British consulate. We've stood out the front. We've had speeches. We've marched through the city square with our flags and megaphones, and we've had a say, and we've said this is not fucking good enough. It's time for the government to wake up. It's time for people to wake up. Nothing extreme's happening here. We're the result of fucking extreme stupidity.
Definitely. By series of governments. That's what it comes down to. The series of governments in here, they just let open the floodgates, let them all in. We can't take it. We can't keep sitting back and hoping that certain people just do something for us. Yeah. Do it yourself.
We're going to have to do it ourselves. There's so many levels where it's wrong, where they bring in mass immigration. It pushes house prices up, and then I don't know in this city that there are jobs there's not companies screaming out for workers. House prices are already extreme. They're pumping them in. What it's going to do is push house prices up, and it's going to suppress wages. So how the fuck does that economically going to work? It only works for the people with the money, with the money in the shares, people who, yes, they want their share prices to go up, or the stupid government politicians who want the economy to grow. It's like artificial fucking economic growth. I believe that's the core. I think it's the love of money is the root of all evil, and I think these people are bringing people in for fucking, they just want that dollar sign. They want economic confidence. They want to push this, they want us to, hey, we're growing, the economy's growing, the share markets are going up. It's a false economy. It's bullshit.
Well, how many foreign people have you seen today walking about? How many burkas have you seen today? Well, they don't come out to places like this. They sit in their own little places, and then they just sit and think about how they can balls our life up. But that's basically what I've got to say. So,
mate, I appreciate your time. Thanks again.
No trouble.
Cheers, mate. How you going, Steve? Dusty Bogan?